Welcome back, family. Lance Scurv here, the Scurv Podcast. I'm your host. Today's title, Predictability is Weakness, is very true. When people can predict or absorb your rhythms and know exactly how you live, that's not a good thing. They can measure you. And it's not just a matter of what time you leave the house, but your reactions to different provocations. There's so much that people can learn from you, about you, that may not have the best intentions for you. So I'm gonna speak to you about this. I've been thinking about it, and it's a brand new day. So let's get with it. Predictability is weakness. The mindset that separates you from the masses. There comes a moment in life when you realize most people are not thinking. They are reacting. They are emotional, predictable, and easily guided by the opinions of others. They move through the world on impulse and then act surprised when the results are always the same. That realization is uncomfortable, but it is also freeing. If you are here, something inside you already knows there's another way to move. A way that does not depend on approval, validation, or emotional reactions. A way that allows you to stay calm while others panic, to plan while others rush, and to win while others explain why they lost. This is not about cruelty or domination. It's about control. Control over your emotions, your timing, and your position in the world. The most dangerous person is not loud, aggressive, or dramatic. The most dangerous person is calm, observant, and very much underestimated. Most people reveal everything: their fears, their plans, their weaknesses, and their intentions are always on display. They speak too much, react too fast, and show their hand long before the game is decided. Power never works that way. This is about learning how to think like a strategist, move like a shadow, and act only when the moment is right. The first truth you must accept is simple but difficult. The world is not fair. I think you pretty much figured that out by now. But it never has been. It never will be. The faster you accept this, the faster you stop being confused by reality. People are taught that honesty, openness, and fairness will protect them. In truth, I've learned these qualities only protect you when everyone else follows the same rules. That's rarely the case. Those at the top understand this clearly. They speak one language in public and operate by another in private. Power does not respond to good intentions. It responds to results. When you understand this, you stop expecting fairness and start preparing for reality. Fear, in this context, is not about violence. It's about unpredictability. It's about making others hesitate before they cross you. When you're too open, too available, and too transparent, you become easy to use. Strategy is not about becoming heartless. It's about becoming aware. You learn to see people as they are, not as they present themselves to be. Usually, there's a huge difference between the two. You stop being shocked by betrayal because you understand human nature. You stop being disappointed because your expectations are grounded in reality, not fantasy. This awareness alone puts you ahead of most people. Strategy is not about strength. It's about intelligence and timing. Loud power attracts attention. Quiet power builds outcomes. The strategist does not think only about the moment. The strategist thinks in layers. What is happening now? What will happen next? And where this situation needs to lead months from now. Most people never move past the first layer. They live in emotion and urgency. When insulted, they react. When tempted, they rush. When challenged, they try to prove themselves immediately. This is how people lose leverage. The strategist absorbs information without reacting. Silence becomes a tool. Patience becomes a weapon. An insult today may become leverage weeks later. An opportunity ignored today may create 3 better ones tomorrow. Nothing is neutral. Every interaction builds or weakens your position. Every conversation communicates something. Every pause sends a message. Once you see life this way, you stop wasting energy on ego and start investing it in outcomes. Visibility is vulnerability. The more people know about your plans, the easier it is for them to interfere. People who announce their goals often sabotage themselves before they even begin. Operating in silence protects your momentum. When people do not know what you are doing, they cannot prepare against you. When they cannot predict your moves, they cannot control you. Working quietly allows results to arrive before resistance forms. People wake up one day and realize you are already positioned where they hope to be. The process was invisible, but the outcome is undeniable. This does not mean isolation. It means discretion. Everyone does not need access to your vision. Everyone does not deserve the full picture. Compartmentalization keeps your strategy intact. You move without explanation. You build without validation. You allow results to speak louder than intentions ever could. There is a time for patience and observation. Then there is a time for action. When that moment arrives, hesitation is failure. Strategic action is decisive. Half measures create ongoing problems. Clear action ends them. Whether in business, relationships, or personal boundaries, the goal is resolution, not drama. When you act with clarity and purpose. You do not announce. You do not justify. You do not linger. You execute, then return to silence. The impact of well-timed action lasts longer than constant noise. People remember outcomes far longer than words. Respect is built through consistency and compatibility, not explanation. What people see is what you allow them to see. Your public image is not your full identity. It's a tool. Showing everything makes you readable. Being readable makes you predictable. Predictability makes you controllable. Emotional control is essential. Praise should not inflate you. Criticism should not provoke you. Calm presence unsettles those who rely on emotional reactions to gain advantage. Occasionally, controlled vulnerability can be useful. When used intentionally, it lowers defenses and creates false certainty. This is not deception. It is awareness of perception. Power is not about hiding who you are. It is about choosing what others know and when they know it. Real influence does not rely on commands. It shapes environments so people move in desired directions willingly. You learn to understand networks instead of individuals. You recognize who connects others, who influences opinions quietly, and who controls access without being visible. By planting ideas instead of demands, you allow others to claim ownership of conclusions you guided them toward. People defend what they believe they chose. Scarcity increases value. Availability decreases it. When your time and attention are selective, people adjust their behavior accordingly. You become necessary, not liked. Being liked is optional. Being needed creates leverage. Loyalty is not permanent, it's conditional. People stay aligned as long as value exists on both sides. This is not bitterness, it is clarity. When benefits disappear, relationships often follow. Understanding this prevents emotional shock and misplaced trust. You test loyalty through behavior, not words. You avoid dependence on any single person or connection. You maintain options. You offer value without overextending. You allow reciprocity to balance naturally. When imbalance becomes consistent, you disengage without drama. Your inner circle stays small, proven, and mutually beneficial. Everyone else remains at a safe distance. To become untouchable is not to become unreachable. It is to become stable. You eliminate emotional dependence. Approval becomes optional. Validation becomes unnecessary. Silence becomes comfortable. You diversify your foundations. Identity, income, skills, and relationships are spread across multiple pillars. When one weakens, others support you. You observe more than you reveal. You understand patterns without exposing your own. Mystery protects capability. You accept impermanence. Nothing lasts forever. This frees you to act without fear and walk away without attachment. You reduce visibility while increasing influence. Impact exceeds profile. Presence is felt without being targeted. You become genuinely capable, skilled, resourced, independent, When people know what you can do, they respect boundaries without being reminded. Everything you have read is useless without application. Knowledge alone changes nothing. Execution changes everything. You are no longer reacting. You are positioning. You are no longer explaining. You are producing results. While others remain emotional, loud, and predictable, you move quietly and intentionally. While they chase validation, you build leverage. This is not about becoming cold. It is about becoming aware. It is about choosing strategy over impulse and discipline over reaction. The game does not reward intention. It rewards positioning. And now you see the board. My thinking has changed so much over the last few years. Yes, I'm the same person, but like a tree that had a limited amount of branches on it, I have many more branches on my tree. Like an insect that has just 2 antennas, I have many antennas from which to pick up the energy in the atmosphere and around me to know how to navigate. You know, when you drive a car, you have a dashboard. You can check your oil levels, the electric levels, your charge, your fuel levels. There's so much you can see on that dashboard. But many people wander right into the middle of a war or a war zone without having any dashboard from which to see what's going on around them at that particular time. And they get caught up in what's happening. And it triggers their emotions, which makes it worse. It's almost like pouring gasoline on someone who's burning with flames because you think it's liquid and it's going to douse the flames. No, it's going to feed the flames. Emotionalism feeds the flames. So you have to be like that well-trained boxer that catches a punch right in the face, clean and flush. He has to shake it off with no emotion and stick to the strategy. And that's something that most people, once they really find themselves in a certain situation, simply can't execute because of their emotionalism. So, when you're detached from the frenzy and the chaos, when you're cut off from being manipulated because you can see how people are coming at you to manipulate you in the first place, when you operate from this place of being centered in extreme peace, you see it coming a mile away. There are many people who don't deserve my energy and time. There are many people who do. But when you have individuals who try to bum rush you and put you in a position where you have no choice to give them your time, what a sweet feeling it is to be able to slip away like a good defensive fighter that can slip punches that his opponent just can't believe. It's not about being just elusive, but it's understanding the energies of the people around you, their intentions, what they want, what they see in you, whether it's good or bad. You have to figure that out. And this is why you have to become a master strategist. You cannot take people on face value. You just can't. In time, they'll reveal themselves. You know, I recall being in a supermarket. I believe it was a Walmart in America. And there was a lady standing in front of me, and she was on her cell phone. Now, I wasn't trying to listen to the intimate details of her conversation, but everybody around heard it. The people in front of her, the people on the next line, several cashiers. And I said to myself, does she wonder or does she understand how much of her personal life she's given away. It wasn't anything intimate as far as the bedroom is concerned, but it was intimate. She was going on vacation soon, and she was saying what day she was leaving. Now, if a person wanted to follow her home and see where she lived and come back after that date when she left and move strategically, they could have cleaned her out. Because she also mentioned that in answering the question that came from the other side of the conversation, which we can hear a little bit of that too, they asked if she had a security system, and she said no. She told her business so blatantly. Now, if I had the wrong type of intention, I could have found myself there free and clear to pull up a truck and clean her out. Now, that's one situation. But what about the people who go to jobs and tell all their business in the break room, or give everybody a little piece of them, and they add it up and they formulate basically how you move in life? It's just leaving you too vulnerable. Because, like I said earlier, we find out that the world is not always a nice place. There's a lot of evil and deception out here, and we learn the hard way when we have a good heart. And there's nothing wrong with having a good heart. You just have to budget that good heart to the people who are playing on the same page as far as their morale is concerned. And that way you save energy, you keep yourself from frustration, you save resources, and life becomes an extremely smooth ride when you do it that way. And I would instruct anybody, to be forewarned is to be forearmed. And to be forearmed is to be knowledgeable on how human nature works and the rules that we play in this game called life. But you realize that it's not a game. When you play a game, there's no loss or a symbolic loss. But in life, it's real consequences that can hurt you or hold you back for many, many years. It could also break you for the rest of your life if you're not prepared. So on that note, I just want to say that I speak out of love, and I just wanted to share that, put you in the right frame of mind. May you ascend to reach your goals and live a happy life, but protect your happiness and protect your peace as though your life depended on it, because it does. And who is better aware to protect yourself than you? Become your best friend. You're with yourself every minute, every day, every week, every month, every year of your life. You should be in control of you, and you should be doing things for your best interests first. That's not selfishness. That's self-empowerment. And that's how you need to live. You can never go wrong that way. So may you have a wonderful day or night, whenever it is that you're listening to this. And I'm going to move on to the next one. It's always enjoyable. Leave your feedback in your comments. I truly enjoy it. Thank you so very much. Much love. Peace.